Hey everybody, my name is Lisa West and I am a dream doula. Today I have two beautiful women as guests. Please introduce yourself.
Go ahead, Steph.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Exner, and I'm co-founder of Harvest Goal Collective. I'm here with my partner, Talia. And yeah, we just launched our business and are super excited to be here to talk more about it and explore everything with you, Lisa. Thanks for having us.
I'm so honored. And introduce yourself, Talia.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. My name is Talia Schneiderman. I am in Ventura, California. And yes, I co-founded Harvest with Stephanie about 8 months ago and loving every single minute.
Okay, that can't be true.
I know it actually, look, there are dips and highs, but there has not been one moment of doubt, of regret, of or should we be, it's been 120% commitment, love, and passion so far the whole way through. And maybe we're still in the honeymoon stage, but I've been loving all of it, even the lows. There's been lessons in it. So
Sweet.
It's been a great honeymoon. It really has been.
Okay, well, first of all, tell me how you two know each other.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been back 15 years.
We do. My parents are the founders of a kids business called My Gym Children's Fitness Center. They opened the first one up when my mom was pregnant with me. And after college, I helped my dad run the gym in Thousand Oaks for 7 years. So I learned how to run the business, teach the classes, train the teachers, and I was teaching a class. And Stephanie was one of the moms bringing her baby into the class. And that's how we met. And we've been friends ever since.
Oh, that's a beautiful story.
And that's just like a very that's how we met. But yeah, our lives have been like sort of crossing over and like family, friendship, business, and all these different ways for the last 15 years. And we just finally like synchronized really last year, at the end of last year. We'd been circling around each other for business purposes for a while. And we just finally like really started like syncing up our phone calls and syncing up our goals. And that is really where it like naturally progressed into our business.
Okay,
Really,
wait. So you were basically a two-person mastermind helping each other with your own goals. And then one day you had a brainstorm and you're like, oh, we could help other people do this. Is that how it went?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was really like we did not know that that's what we were doing, right? We were just like, we turned into really supportive friends.
Stephanie's been my biggest
for our like professional goals.
Yeah. Stephanie's been my biggest cheerleader through everything since we've met. Like she has seen me, she met me before I met my husband. She saw me dating. She saw me meet him. She saw me get married. She saw me through motherhood. I mean, she's really seen the progression of my life and has just been that solid person every single time, like never, ever, ever wavering. And sometimes we would talk more, sometimes we would talk less. And then I had a vintage store a couple of years ago, and Stephanie had Cedar Ravine, and that was a different business that she had. And so I was throwing events and pop-ups and she would attend. And that's kind of how we reconnected more regularly, because she was coming to the events I was throwing. We did one at her house and we were both selling the goods that we had. And then from there, when it was clear to me that I wasn't going to do the vintage store anymore, Stephanie was at the last event that I had. And we were like, okay, we're wrapping this up. Let's see when I work together.
How do we pivot? Like, what's our next step together?
Yeah.
It was really, the thing is, when I look back, Talia, too, it was like that conversation. Remember, we like sat down at the table at that last, and we're like, let's have a talk. Like, let's talk. And it was like, that really was like, Lisa, thank you for opening this up, because I don't think we've actually like kind of like had this like, do you remember that moment where like, let's sit down at the table and talk? And that was really our first like, okay, we're doing something together. What is it? And that Lisa says when we started to like have these more like focused meetings and phone calls that were about more than just shooting the shit, you know, personal gabbing, and then also a little bit of business stuff mixed in for support and help. But it was really like, let's focus our phone calls and really try to support one another. So in that way, it became like a natural mastermind sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then we realized we should invite some more women in.
Well, there's more, it was like more specific than that too. Like, you know, it was really, so we had all of our business ideas that we wanted to do together had to do with empowering women. Like we had retreat ideas, we had like reclaiming your sexual power. We had all of these different ideas, but it was to make women feel amazing, empower women, bring people together, community. And Stephanie did say, let's have an accountability call with each other where we're going to take notes for each other. We're going to be very focused. We can talk about any goal, personal, professional, this idea, a different idea. And so we did. And we met on Zoom and we took notes, and she took a turn and I took a turn. And I'll never forget it, Stephanie. At the end of the call, Stephanie says, do you think other women would like this too? Do you think they'd find value in it? How are you feeling? I said, I feel great. Stephanie says, I feel inspired. I feel ready to tackle this. Just saying this out loud makes me excited. I was like, yes, I know. And so we just put a simple call to action on Facebook. Starting an accountability group for women, work on personal and professional goals in some of the moms groups, just to sort of put the feelers out and see if people were interested. And the comments were just like never ending. And that's when we knew, oh, there's need for this. People are craving connection. And this is a viable idea. And so we took it from there and we haven't looked back. Honestly, it's been,
yeah.
Just
we did our first one, and then I think we scheduled it was less than 2 weeks later, we scheduled our first meeting where we opened it up to women who expressed interest with us on Facebook. And then we opened it up, and December 19th, 2022 was our first meeting where we had our original members who are still with us today.
They are. They're from day one. They're still here.
And we've been doing almost exactly the same format, exactly the same thing that we've been doing every other week since that date with our members, and just adding new people every session. We've got a handful of new ladies joining us, and
adding new groups to the schedule. We're up to 9 groups right now on the schedule. So we created a training manual because Stephanie and I quickly realized that we wouldn't be able to facilitate all these groups on our own. And so we have someone who is now nearly almost fully trained to be able to do what we do. So we have, documents and worksheets in place to teach people how to do what we're doing. So
okay, let's stop there for a minute.
Did you want to talk about dreams, or were we just
let's
talk about ourselves?
This is a beautiful, one of the things I do is I help people with their dreams, just exactly like what you did organically. Like, what would you love? You guys sat down and said, oh my God, this is amazing. Would someone else love this? And you tapped into what you would love, and your passion and excitement is bringing in women. So wait, you've got 9 groups. So you've got like 50, 60 women that are under your tutelage now.
36.
36.
How many?
36.
After 6 months. Good job.
Thank you.
Wow. Now let's tell the readers or listeners, what is it that you do?
We facilitate accountability groups for women on Zoom to work on personal and professional goals in a small group setting of 5 other women. There are 2 facilitators per group, one person who is really helping navigate the conversation, helping people get really clear and specific and asking the questions on what they want to do and helping them outline the steps to achieve those goals. And then the other facilitator is there to support. They're taking notes so that you don't have to, and we email those notes to you. And then we also, rely on the wisdom of the other women in the group to help give feedback and support each other as well. And that's the meat and potatoes of what we do. most of our women are small business owners, entrepreneurs, and they're doing this themselves and they feel like they're on islands, and we bring people together. We act as people's staff meetings, the consistency in their schedule. They don't have a group of people to bounce ideas off of, and they use us to workshop, create, come up with ideas, figure out the next step. It's not just these rigid to-dos. It's really a brainstorm, creativity, mastermind session too. And that's the bulk of what we do. And then we noticed that organically, after these women started bonding and realizing how amazing our members are, Stephanie and I are watching and we're like, they're referring each other. They organically started to network as they were learning about each other's business and what their goals are. There was trust being built. They're learning, they want to support, and they started organically networking. And so Steph and I were like, they're networking. Like, that wasn't the intention behind what we did, but okay. And we asked them, hey, do you want us to support you in this? Do you want us to have a networking event where you get to present and we invite everyone? And they're like, yes. So we do that too. Do you guys want a member directory on our website so you can put your information up on our platform? Yes, we have that too. And then there's opportunities to do this, like, you're a member, we're collaborating with you. You know, we can collaborate with our members, highlight our members, organize events for our members. So it's just this supportive mix of lifting each other up and cheering each other on along the way. And it's beautiful.
That's why this is the best, Lisa. This is why there hasn't really been a lull, because our basic motivation is it's kind of just extended from our own desire to support and love one another. And we're just kind of like expanding that out into the other women who decide they want a part of that. They also want to be a part of something like that. That's just really supportive women. It's all women. Like, maybe down the road, we'll open up men's groups or something if we find the right male facilitator for that. But right now it just feels like women in our circles are really hungry for something like this. To just have supportive other women who are friends, who are business owners, who are pushing and motivated and know they want to grow themselves. They don't want to stay stagnant. They know they need like some motivation from other women also to help push them to grow. All of these things are like very obviously a need in the communities that we're in.
Yeah. And the other thing I think that makes us unique is that we support the whole person. Like, you don't have to be a business owner to be a Harvest member, and you can work on any goal. So we have people working on opening up their own dental practice in one breath, and then that same person is talking about learning how to wash their sneakers in the washing machine in the next breath. So we support the whole person, no matter what their goals are: personal, professional, parenting, education. So we really, it's holistic, you know.
That's beautiful. You know, earlier, maybe about a year ago, I joined a mastermind that was in the Bay Area, and because they were doing it online, I didn't have to drive to San Francisco for the day, but they meet once a month for an entire day. It's like
Wow.
9 to 3 or something, 10 to 3. They were all men, and I just felt like a fish out of water. I'm like, no, you guys are not my people.
Yeah.
They were really like hard pushing. How much money do you spend every month on your Facebook ads? What are you going to do? How are you going to reach out with your email? They were like, just sort of
Sharky.
like they were
But those
looking
things are
for a recipe.
valuable. Those things are valuable though, right?
Sure.
Like, I mean, you can't
But if
discredit that
that's
stuff.
all you talk about, it
Exactly.
seems so dry and manly.
Yeah.
I guess is what I would say. So manly.
Yeah.
To just look at business like, do this, push. It was all push energy, not gratitude and acceptance. You know what I mean?
Sharky.
Yeah. So finding you too was like a breath of fresh air. It was so beautiful.
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad. You bring so much to our group, Steely. So we love
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like
Thank
when I
you.
think about some of like the women, I mean, everyone brings so much to the groups, but you know, God, that is the thing. Like we get women from every walk of life, every age. They're all experts in their area, one thing or another. We've got homeschooling moms, that's their expertise. We have a dream doula, right? We have like women from all walks of life. And that's like,
We have an 80-year-old member too, who's in retirement and
Yeah.
like learning how to do that in a new state. And so her set of goals are different. And she's in the same group as a late 20s something. So there's this multi-generational bonding
and I
and
watch the two
wisdom
of them love,
imparting.
they love
Yeah.
being in a group with one another. They delight in like each other's unique struggles and also where they overlap, because they always do. And I think this is the good thing about women, is we aren't just like these linear beings and we're just after the facts and the figures and the data. We know that life is more about flowing in and out of all of these things.
Exactly.
And there's so much wisdom we can learn from everyone. And okay, it sounds very kumbaya, but I do feel like our groups are a bit like that. Not all the time. Sometimes we're just like down to business and everyone's in like the mindset to just like get to their goals and go and carry on with their day. But we do have a lot of days where it feels like very personal and gets really deep, and people reveal things that they normally wouldn't. And then it starts to really feel like, okay, we're building something really special here that people are relying on, and they're touching base in, and they're like, you know, they're becoming different people. They're growing with one
Yeah.
another.
They have, and we notice the changes. Like if I think about some of our members who started with us and where they are now, they're transformed in some ways. It's amazing. Like they sound different. They carry themselves different. I don't know. It's been such an honor. And so when I tell you that I've loved every minute, I mean it. Like it's like I don't know. I feel so lucky.
Okay, tell people how they can find you. Do they have to be on Facebook?
Not necessarily. We have a website.
Okay.
Beautiful website. I'm very proud of our website. Stephanie is amazing and talented and so smart. She built it. It's called harvestgoalcollective.com.
Now that's harvest goal, not goal like soccer. You made a goal, not gold.
Yeah.
No goal, like
Okay.
harvest goal, GOAL collective.com, all one word. So we have a website. You can find us on Instagram at harvest_goal_collective. And then also we have a Facebook page too.
Okay,
Same
sweet.
name.
And can I just note, we just added a new little feature to our website,
Ooh,
which I'm
do
kind of
tell.
excited about. And that's we have a little chat bubble when you go to our website, and you're going to chat with Talia or I. So if you have questions,
It's not a bot.
it's not a bot. It's
Not a
just
bot.
instantly just be texting with us. So I love that feature because it's literally the quickest way to ask a question about what we do, or check the schedule to see if there's an open group that fits your timeline. And yeah, so it's just like, we just added that this morning, and I'm kind of excited to see our first
Yeah.
conversation today who wants to reach out and chat with us.
I'm gonna have to go on the website and chat with you now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put all the information of how you can find these lovely humans in the show notes. And if you're a woman in business or just a woman who wants a mastermind group to join, these are your gals.
Thank
so
you.
much. It means
you
a
for your
lot coming
time
from you
today.
because you know what we're
Yeah.
doing. You've been sitting in it. And so of course I want to know how the experience has been for you.
Oh, how's it been for me? You know,
Yeah.
I'm not 80 yet, but I'm more than 60. I've been in multiple masterminds over my lifetime. I used to sell real estate. So I was in masterminds like, how are we going to get flyers? How do you do your open houses? What words are we going to use on our advertising? You know, that kind of thing. And as I said, the one in the Bay Area, which was all just the manly men worrying about how they get more business. But I love your group. And I do think about the other women that I've met in there. In fact, there's a woman who's a stylist in my particular group. Every time I look at my closet, I'm like, ooh, what would she say about this outfit? I was like, she's in my head and we haven't even worked together yet, but obviously I'm going to have to. So it's beautiful and lovely. And it's not too many emails. It's not too many messages. It's just like, hey, remember, tomorrow we're going to chat and I love the fact that you have a prompt for the week to think about. Like, you have a very deep question
Thank
that
you.
we can all share. It's not just, what's going on with you, but also it's a way to think about what's happening in the world and in your mind. It's cool.
Thank
I don't
you.
know how succinct that was, but yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you brought up the prompts, because that's my absolute favorite part of this. We can never get rid of that, because that's where you really learn about the other people in your group.
Yeah.
And it gives you the chance to, be a little vulnerable. But then that's where like you can, kind of crack and grow a little bit, and you can listen and learn what other people have gone through, their experiences, good or bad. Sometimes our prompts like lead to unexpected conversations that aren't always what I expected. Like sometimes we'll come up with a prompt that I'm like, oh, this is going to be really uplifting. And then when we are actually in it, it's like, oh, this got a little deeper than I thought, but it's super valuable in the same way. But that's my very favorite part.
Yeah.
That's where like we get to learn from one another's experience. And
Yeah,
that's
have you
what I
ever
think the
been?
value is in being from women. We're so willing to share
Yeah.
in a non-competitive way about our learnings, our tactics, our strategies. We want to share it. We want to share it all. And so that's oh my gosh, that's the most exhilarating part for me of every meeting, is that part.
That's so cool. Have you ever been in a Toastmasters group?
No.
It's a way to become a better speaker. And it's been in business for years and years. But one of the things one does in a Toastmasters meeting is there's just a time to practice a 1 to 2 minute table topics. So let's say, for example, you're at an event and someone asks you a question. Could you answer them succinctly with a beginning, a middle, and an end? And every time I do a Toastmasters group, that's my favorite part of the whole entire hour and a half. I mean, people are practicing speeches, so sometimes that's cool and sometimes it's not. But when the questions come up, like, what an interesting question. And that's where you learn the most, just like your prompt. That's where you learn the most about the people in the group.
Yeah. My grandma did Toastmasters group. So that was like a really sweet nod and memory to her. So thank you.
Oh, hi, Grandma.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, ladies, I'm going to put all the information in the show notes, and I hope that I'll see you soon in real life.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Delisa, for having us. This was a really great time.
Yeah.
We
Thanks
love
for
having
being
you.
here.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay.